Battered immigrants married to U.S. citizens often fear deportation or losing custody of their children, so they avoid reporting or seeking help for domestic violence. Mariel Cotto was one of those women.
One time, I was heading to my sister's house for a grilling, and when he arrived home, he called me. He told me with bad words like, "Where are you and where's my son?" And I told him, "Oh, I'm heading to my sister's house." He told me, "If you're not back in 15 minutes, I will call the police," and said that you kidnapped my son because you have no rights. And I remember I told him, "No, it's my son. I can take him to my sister's house." And he was like, "Just try me that bad word and I will send the police because you're nothing in this country. You have no rights. And the police is gonna go after you." And I remember I take the next exit and return back to the house.
Cotto escaped her abusive husband with the help from Access Incorporated and its Violence Against Women Act legal program in San Diego. My guest, Anne Bautista, is the program's director. And Anne, Mariel told KPBS producer Megan Burke that she feared her child being taken away, so she didn't seek help for the abuse. Will an abused spouse be deported or lose their children if they seek help in this country?
Well, that is the fear, and that is the reason why the law was enacted in 1994. The Violence Against Women Act, Immigration Protections, allows someone in this situation to let the authorities know and safely do so and file paperwork to allow them to safely access services here. But yes, that is a big fear. I'm not going to say that it never happens, but it is a fear, a common fear for victims, especially immigrant victims, to come forward and ask for help, even if it's from services that you would traditionally think that victims should go to, like law enforcement or going to the doctor or going to a shelter.
So that's one thing that makes people like in Mariel's situation vulnerable
Yes.
to domestic violence. What else?
It is. It's difficult to know who to trust. It's difficult to know what to do. If the biggest fear is that you've been convinced that you will have no rights in this country and your child will be taken away, of course you're going to do whatever you need to do to prevent that from happening. So that puts you in a very difficult situation. A person that ordinarily probably would have been able to help you, now you don't know if that's the person that you should go to. So it is quite difficult for
sure. Now, before
someone in that
Mariel,
situation.
And before Mariel actually left her husband, she said that she was so desperate that she briefly thought about driving herself and her children in a car off a bridge. And she now says that experience makes her more sympathetic to other women.
When I hear in the news, mother kills the son or daughter and then took her life, I remember before that thought, I thought, oh, what about mother? Not even dogs do that. Now my perception is different. Now I think, wow, poor woman, what she might be going through to do that. Can you believe that? So I felt like, no, that's not a good idea. No, I decided that day, I said, no, I'm just gonna live one day at a time.
Now, Mariel is from Mexico, but you're working with women about domestic violence and survivors from Asian countries. How urgent is that need?
Well, as of last year, we started to do more targeted outreach into additional isolated communities. And one of those communities that we identified was the Filipino community and Vietnamese community within the Asian population. And I can tell you, since doing that targeted outreach since October 1st to June 30th, we have already seen collectively 91 additional cases come forward. So from those countries, what's disturbing is that I'm starting to see cases that involve abuse that is more sexual in nature. And in some cases, it seems very similar to trafficking. So.
Now, Mariel actually found out about Access after a police officer handed her a pamphlet with some local resources for domestic abuse victims. Yes. How else does this program actually help immigrant spouses?
Well, other programs that we have at Access are not just my program. We have a micro-enterprise program, which is very popular with a lot of my clients. And so basically it helps individuals start small businesses. And so I have a number of actual clients that have used it to open up a tamale catering business or flower business or jewelry making business. And it's not to say that that's going to be their sole source of income, but it does help when they're just starting out and they get their first ability, their authorization to work. It does help supplement the
So there
family
are
income.
other programs
Yes.
through Access that can help. Well,
And we also have a variety of youth programs, and so we do a lot of prevention work as well with
All right.
high school aged youth.
okay, I want to let folks know that they can actually see the extended interview with Mariel Cota on our website at kpbs.org. And Bautista, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.